while you can control almost every aspect of a fishing trip, you can't control the fishing.
I was going on a trip, I was gonna see things I hadn't seen before.
Hey, be ready!
There was no script.
There's a million of them.
Think we got a little shark problem?
Looks like Jaws got him before we did.
Ali said we were gonna have to grind it out. I knew exactly what that meant. Pretty much everything to get just a couple bites all day.
I think I just had a grouper flash on my bait right at the surface. This is what you want, Rushy.
You never know what's gonna pop up in that chum line or what's gonna pop up behind the boat.
Eat it! Yeah!
My name is Ali Hussainy. I grew up in Southern California and now operate the largest sport fishing website in the world.
Just another day at the office.
My office, not yours. I'm Rush Maltz. I got you, what you seeing? Florida Keys native and career fishing guide for the past 20 years. When I come out to California, you can let me catch all the 300-pound tunas.
Our passion is our profession, and we know there's more to fishing than just the catch.
We explore the people, places, and species that make up the culture of fishing.
I've been in the industry for quite a while now, and we've got a really strong brand in Beadie Outdoors and Bloody Decks. We like bringing our passion to our audience, plain and simple. We get to do some really awesome stuff in some really cool places with some really cool people. So when we sat down to start talking about doing a TV show, obviously, you know, you're kind of laying plans and you're trying to figure out how you're gonna make this different, better, whatever that may be. You know, coming from California, growing up, the majority of the shows were East Coast based. That stuff just really didn't resound with me. And in our case, I felt like we had a really good opportunity to do some stuff that nobody's ever done. At the top of that list was doing an East Coast, West Coast show. The idea of kind of showing the best of both coasts and then maybe kind of taking off together and learning about new fisheries and meeting new people and exploring new cultures, that really sounded like something we wanted to do.
When the guys approached me with doing the TV show, I really didn't know what to expect. You know, I got introduced to Ali. We went fishing together one day. There he is, some more of those canaveral fish. Brought the whole crew from Beadie Outdoors down and I took them fishing. I didn't know what to expect. We hit it off though. We hit it off really well. That's where the TV show idea started coming into play.
Over the past few years, I spent a lot of time fishing with Rush in the Keys, and I was really looking forward to bringing him out our way and showing him how we do things on our coast.
So I'm noticing you only have one spinning rod on the boat.
Yeah, so today we're gonna fish like a man. We're gonna fish iron today.
I think the whole concept of having an East Coast guy and a West Coast guy on the boat at the same time was a great concept. Now for the Rook, I can get into this California fishing.
It's an acquired skill over many, many years. Like, you don't just start doing it.
Definitely different than what I'm used to.
So getting to travel and fish together, I think we all saw a different side of fishing, whether it was showing groupers to Rush down in Baja.
Big groupers fire me up.
You got him, Rush, you got him, Rush. Woo!
Nice one, Raj. Yes!
That is definitely why I came down here.
Rush and I both going to Guatemala together. When you come to Guatemala, you're essentially coming here for one thing, bill fish.
Well, where there's one, hopefully there's more.
You know, or just right in Rush's backyard in the Florida Keys.
When you're targeting groupers, you're bottom fishing. It's a nice one too.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
I made quite a few sandwiches.
Oh yeah. He was able to show me some cool stuff. I was able to show him some cool stuff. Florida boy is over here throwing surface iron at his backyard fish. We both met some great people, you know, that I think will be lifelong friends. And it was just a whole new way to look at fishing for both of us. Oh, we got it the first time.
Local knowledge is brought to you by Andros Boatworks. Adventure never ends. The Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. And BeadieOutdoors.com.
Reel down to the water until it's rip and drag.
just getting started. We lost a day getting ready to go. I've known about Rush for a long time. We have a lot of mutual friends. And when it came time to put a show together, you know, our producer suggested, hey, maybe we talk to Rush about this. He's been around TV, filming with Jose over the years, really since he was a kid. He's got a different perspective.
My girlfriend said I can't pick on you anymore. She said no picking on Jose and no high five. Me and Ali, at the end of the day, we're both fishermen. We both love to fish, but we're two totally different kinds of fishermen.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm much more of a white-collar fisherman.
You know, I make my living on the water. There's nothing else I do but fish for a living. Ali fishes for fun. When he goes out, he can prep a week ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time, a month ahead of time to go fishing. Me, you know, I'm shooting from the hip a lot of days. So just take this, keep reeling, keep reeling, keep reeling, keep reeling. I gotta fish the weather, I gotta fish the clients, and I gotta fish around what's happening. Let me just hide that hook just a little better.
Rush kind of sees the other side of fishing, and in my opinion, he can keep that side of it. Dealing with clients every day, people puking, people who don't bait their own hook. That's not stuff that I deal with.
So you ready to go in? We come from two different backgrounds, two different coasts, but we fish together really well. Very, very cool. Today, I'm gonna let you grab this one too.
The biggest thing I get for is I don't like to get my hands spined up, bitten, cut, whatever. Can I grab this guy in the gills?
You just gotta be careful because they got the gill rakers. Just, oh, that looks painful.
He's crushing my
That
finger.
looks so painful.
You know when they close their mouth?
I'm sorry to laugh, but I'm loving every minute of
I
it.
got these sweet keyboard hands.
I like to refer to them as palm olive hands. One thing it took me a little while to get used to with Ali was he definitely needs to work on his fish handling skills. Oh, that was embarrassing. Oh, that was even more embarrassing. Oh, bullseye.
He wasn't getting away that time.
Bullseye.
I'm a wuss. I fully admit it. I'm totally okay with it. I don't like to get my hands screwed up. You know, one of the things that was a constant throughout this entire season that I don't even think we realized was going to be a constant was bait.
There's a few things I never leave the dock without. I always take a bonita. I always take a few blocks of chum. I always have the cast net on board. And I'm looking to catch some live bait to throw in the tank. All right, pal. Let's see where we can go here.
Almost every trip that we've done out here starts in the morning with getting pilchards and throwing the cast net.
Put one engine in gear.
A normal day will entail throwing the cast net anywhere from 10 to 30 times if it's really tough. One thing's for sure, bait is not guaranteed here. You know, in California, we absolutely take our bait for granted. We pull up to the bait barge. Our friends over at Evinrude Brothers have always got a load of bait for us. Can't catch a fish without a worm, and without a good tank of worms, you're probably not gonna have a great day. In Rush's backyard, which was something I didn't realize, bait is equally important, and it can be a lot harder to come by.
Bait anxiety is where you got a cold front coming the next day. You know the bait's gonna scatter, and you got a guy who's really hyped up about his fishing trip. He's been texting you or emailing you, how's the bait? How's the bait? And you've been telling him it's been great for a while now. I'll go out and I'll pen bait, and I'll keep it for 3 weeks to a couple months sometimes. You're gonna take as good a care of that bait as you can.
Wow. We call those blonde baits when
Those
they're
are
really
pretty,
light
aren't
like
they?
that. Yeah, those things are pretty. At the very least, it's gonna cost you an hour out of your morning every day because you have to go cast net those pilchards or go jig some thread fins and some blue runners, whatever that may be. And the more places we went and the more we fished together, bait was always a reoccurring theme.
Catching live bait is an everyday thing for me. 70% of the year, I'm catching live bait in a cast net. So growing up from, a young boy, I was learning that art of throwing a cast net.
The method of making bait, that's where Rush really came in handy. I can't throw a cast net. I'm trying to learn. It's not pretty, but Rush does it for a living. He drops nothing but pancakes, and honestly, it saved a lot of our shoots. Don't tell him that. Woo, there's 30 or 40.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Oh God, that's better than 30 or 40. Nice work.
Okay. I did not anticipate that my ability to throw the cast net was going to play such a big role in making a lot of these shows happen.
You always feel a little better when you have a lot of bait in the well, you know what I'm saying? Just takes that little bit of edge off.
We were down in Mexico, Baja.
Just something different to change it up a little bit. I think it's going to be a game changer for us.
Grouper were biting on sand bass okay, it was an okay bite. We were able to get a cast net down there, catch some mullet. It changed the fishing the next day immensely. I mean, those fish were ready to chew on those mullet.
I knew they couldn't resist that mullet.
There's one thing he is definitely good at, and it's throwing that freaking cast net. So bait was tough the first morning, and we got our home run hitter in the lineup.
Up here in Louisiana, they throw the cast nets, but it's always nice to have two people up there double teaming the bait when you're throwing the net.
That's Florida 5, Louisiana 0.
It's not something you can buy. You're either fishy or you're not. You gotta love this game, you gotta love the ocean, and Rush is definitely a fishy dude.
Here, I caught all this beautiful fresh bait for you, and I'm gonna come over there, and what are you gonna do? Slide a guy a crisp 20, and we're underway.
Hey, you coming as a special occasion. I'll buy 40 bucks worth.
Introducing a revolutionary concept in outboards, a choice. Now with the Evinrude E-Tech G2, you can choose unrivaled performance, superior fuel economy, and the cleanest combustion outboard on the planet. Choose from hundreds of color combinations to perfectly match your boat. And choose 5 years or 500 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Experience the power of choice at ChooseYourEtech.com.
It's one of the most ancient forms of hide and seek known to man. And nobody knows how to play the fishing game better than the backcountry guides and offshore captains of the Florida Keys and Key West. Ready or not, here we come.
Local knowledge is brought to you by Mustad Hooks, defining fishing hooks since 1877. AFTCO, the American Fishing Tackle Company. Costa, see what's out there. And by Casa Vieja Lodge, experience 5-star angling in tropical Guatemala.
The whole show was built around two very different personalities, two very different lifestyles on different sides of the country. And we would both be able to show off what we're good at and show that to the other person. There's some stuff that I'm very familiar with, I've done a million times, I'm really good at. And I think the top of that list for me is Baja. I've been going there since I was 16 years old.
The first time I really saw Ali's game and what he did for a living and how he put his trips together was Baja.
There was a lot of excitement. I even had a little bit of anxiety. I felt for the first time in a long time I was going on a trip. I was going to see things I hadn't seen before.
Trailering down here with the width of the boat, we want a little bit of extra insurance.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine doing it without the pilot car and this big wide boat behind us.
You'll notice I'll run right down the middle of the road when there's no cars around, no need to even stress it around the turns,
The ball was totally in his court there. He had put days, weeks of work in getting this trip together.
The roads being super narrow, all the semi-trucks. Oh!
To say Rush was a little nervous going down Baja, towing that big boat past all those semis was an understatement. I mean, dude was fearing for his life, but I was there to reassure him and kind of tell you, dude, this ain't my first rodeo. We've got this. We've taken the proper precautions. You're probably going to get to see your kids again.
When you're fishing other places, it's about the connections and the people you know and the people who can help you out. And Ali made all that happen. That's where I really gained a lot of respect for Ali.
So we both like to goof around. We both like to have a good time. But at the end of the day, and it sounds cheesy to say it, is we trust each other.
One of the first things I said was, dude, you got to come down and get certified. You're missing out on a whole nother world down there.
There's really no better place in the world to get dive certified than the Keys. This guy grew up diving for a living. He takes me diving in some very less than optimal conditions. He's obviously not gonna kill me because I still owe him some money.
So Ollie, I'm just gonna put this buoy out the back, swim up towards the anchor, go down the anchor, just kinda, if you want, you can pull yourself down the anchor if you feel a little more comfortable. Whatever you're comfortable with, buddy. I'll be right here with you.
Pretty much not comfortable with this, but let's give it a shot. Was I gonna die? No. Was I gonna get swept away and have a really bad first experience? Very likely. I got in the water and I tried to get down, and the fact is there was just so much current, I could not get down. I was getting tired, I was getting beat up.
Once he got in the water, I totally could sense the discomfort, and it was time to get back in the boat, let him wait this one out, and we'll get you in on another dive another day. Is the tide's going, what, this way?
Fortunately, conditions this time around were near perfect. We had 60 or 80 feet of visibility, flat, calm seas. We were on a slack tide, so there was almost no water moving. It was amazing. The best conditions you could ever ask for.
This dive for Ali was totally opposite than his first dive.
You've got that trust. He's not gonna let me get killed. I'm not gonna let him get killed, you know, and we're working together to do some cool stuff in different places. It was a lot of fun. As close as you're gonna get to a sure thing for catching billfish is Casa Vieja Lodge.
They're here, man. This has been a 20-year run, buddy. These things haven't left. There's no cycle.
When it comes to sail fishing, this is the real deal.
The amount of sailfish here is ridiculous.
BeadieOutdoors.com is your one-stop source for all things fishing, boating, and outdoors. Stay dialed in with current fishing reports, breaking news, and our extensive library of how-to tips. You'll learn about rigging, fish cleaning, boat maintenance. We have recipes for seafood and game, cutting-edge videos, and gear giveaway contests. It's all free at BeadieOutdoors.com.
When you watch a show on TV, you don't realize how much goes into it, and it's not really fishing. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to do a job, but we never had a script, so we were able to have fun doing it. You know, when we are doing these shoots, it is a lot of work, but we're having a good time, or we wouldn't be doing it. Our crew is all very talented, they're great guys, but no one is safe. So I'm gonna fish while you do the dirty work.
Oh, he just puked all over me.
Whoopsie. Yay. Rush sucks at fishing.
What? All right, relax.
Come.
Fishing with different people on the boat, you know, you have your little bit of space. Well, there's no group of guys that are more intrusive than the camera crew. James is done.
That's weird. Cameraman parked in the shade, refuses to move.
I will tell you that cameramen are the most annoying people on the planet.
I was ready to choke him out and throw his camera overboard.
Their is everywhere on the boat.
Pull up, face me when you bring them up, Rush.
You ready?
Yep.
Something just happened. You blew up a reel, a backlash, something, and it's like right here in your face.
Take 4. Mark. All the interview, take 5.
How am I supposed to take you serious after that? Sunshine, and I've seen rain and Mikey puke. Well, the good news is there's an extra sandwich for us to split.
Your white balance is all wrong.
You know what? You're all right. I don't care what the guys at BD say about you.
The red garter.
They work hard for their money.
They definitely do.
No, I got glasses on, Jimbo.
So you better treat them right.
I can't work like this. Who's got an HDMI cable? Who's got a second HDMI cable? My filing system is up.
I'm not saying that on clip. Oh, no. I will kill you if you air that. That's the one the belly came off of. You think he can save us 2 days in a row? The golden bonita.
You know, for me, I think the biggest highlight of the season was the swordfish. For us on the West Coast, we call them Elvis, because it's easier to find Elvis than it is to find a swordfish that wants to eat.
You got a fish. You're loading up pretty good.
It feels
too.
like I am.
With one rod, one bait.
Now it's heavy.
You feel the weight now?
I feel something. We start winding like crazy on the electric reel. Finally, after maybe 500 feet of line, we come tight to that fish, and now we're in business.
He's on there, dude. Look at that.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm not down
Tell
it.
me when you're ready. You got a lot of line out there. You ready? Fish ate it pretty much on the drop or right when it hit the bottom.
With most fish, the size of the bite and the initial run kind of tells the story. That is not the case with these swordfish. Oh, he's pissed now. Okay, you're clear now. Drive straight away from him a little bit and then reset. Get it real close to the boat, almost to where we could see what was on the line, and the thing just sounds. You're okay, he's going to China, but.
He took line, he's taking line?
Yep. At hour 5, this seems hopeless. He's going down now. Come forward just a little.
So as the hours go by, the chances of landing this fish get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer.
He's right here, rush, dart his ass! See? Hurry, please. See the dark spot?
Oh, barely. I think I got him.
Did you?
Dart's in him. Oh, he's sounding. Back off the drag. I'm
off. Typically, once you get the harpoon in the fish, that's when the fight's over. In this case, this fish wasn't having that. Okay, well, we're wrapped
He's coming right here. Hold on. I got his head. Oh, my God.
Dude. It's a giant!
Hold on. We're not out of the woods yet.
Go to sleep, sweet girl!
And that's when it all really started to sink in, and I started to absorb what we really had next to the boat.
The swordfish was absolutely the payoff. I never in my life would have imagined catching a swordfish of that size, and it's something I'll never forget.
One of the appealing things to me with doing the show, and I didn't really realize it until I really got into it, is, you know, there's always a camera following me. These aren't just stories. These experiences, they're gonna be documented forever.
So one of the coolest things about having a show that people seem to like and has gotten very popular in a short period of time is the invites. We have got people, I mean, it's 3 times a week. Hey, dude, you gotta come check out my fishery. I've got the biggest striped bass in the Northeast. We're gonna do that. We got a guy in Dubai who is like, you gotta come to Dubai, fish Oman, look at these tunas, look at these GTs. We wanna get to Australia, fish the reef and the coral sea and all that stuff. That's gonna happen. So right now, you know, we're wrapping up our season, but we're already looking forward to next year and even beyond. We are gonna bring you some cool stuff.
The whole premise behind the show, it's about the people, the places.
We got to do some really cool stuff together. We taught each other some stuff. We had a ton of laughs. It was a win-win for everybody.
I want to go meet people. I want to learn new techniques. I want to see how other people do it. I know how it's done here on the East Coast, South Florida.
We're super fortunate to be where we're at. We're going to continue to work our asses off. We're going to stay humble. We're going to grind.
Stay tuned for season 2.